All week long you've waited, and now it's time for Kickoff. Fighting Chance Kickoff. Starts and sits, injuries, weather, and the latest news. No hot takes, no BS, just the information you need to crush your competition. It's Fighting Chance Kickoff with Kevin Tompkins and Gary Haddow.
Ladies and gentlemen, playoff season is here, and we could not be happier to have it here. My friends, welcome into Fighting Chance Kickoff. I am Kevin Tompkins of Fighting Chance Fantasy, also of FightingChanceFantasy.com. Gary Haddow with the Scott Fishbowl 9 shirt. Sources say he won it. Still, multiple precincts are still reporting in. But Gary, my friend, how are you this morning?
I am doing great. It's week 14. I just have one thing to say, and it's let's go. I am fired up. So many tough start-sit decisions this week. I have no idea what the hell to do. It just blew out to people's eardrums. I'm here for it.
Well, I'm repping the Scott Fishbowl 9 shirt too. So it is in the air. Playoff championship season is in the air. So let's not dawdle. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's get right into it, shall we?
Yep. Let's do it.
Right. Let's do it. So injuries, let's hit on those first and foremost, because obviously you're going to need those to not throw them in your lineup, get a 0, and be one and done. Miami's backfield is an absolute quagmire right now. Myles Gaskin was put on the COVID list yesterday. Salvon Ahmed was also ruled out. So right now we're looking at DeAndre Washington as the starter in Miami, but should he be a starter on any team, no matter what position, Gary?
No. So my buddy just asked me, should he do DeAndre Washington, T. Higgins, or oh my gosh, I already lost it. Or Miles Sanders. And I was like, what a world. Where obviously Miles Sanders should be the answer, but for me, he's not. I actually said T. Higgins going against Dallas, but yeah, I don't really know what to make of DeAndre Washington against Kansas City. This is one of those, if you have the balls to start him and he pays off, sure. But the likelihood of that paying off, it's too low.
Yeah, exactly. You're hoping. Yeah, you're hoping he breaks one. That's pretty much all you're hoping for. And the likelihood of that, I'm not willing to bank on it. I have him, I think, at RB 39. So I'm not expecting things out of him. But this is the crazy stuff that happens that you can't predict football. So, right now it's looking like that backfield is going to be a combination of DeAndre Washington, Patrick Laird out of the backfield, and then the newly brought up Elijah McGuire, formerly of the Jets. So that's going to be fun going up against that Chiefs front line.
Wild. Elijah McGuire is back. I mean, Jamal Adams took snaps last week. Like, this is a good time. And yet Ty Johnson was their primary. God, what a world.
Yeah, exactly. Let's pivot off of that Miami backfield. Let's go over to Houston, where David Johnson is on the COVID list. He will not be playing. So the other Johnson, Duke Johnson, will get the start here. But for me, he's really just a low-end RB2. Yep. Even with some of the pass catchers out in Houston, we will get into that here in just a second. Against Chicago, in Chicago, Duke really didn't do anything with better matchups, not expecting much here against Chicago.
I completely agree. I'm nervous about it. I think the Bears get the win here. We'll get probably the biggest riser in this game here in a sec. And it is not a running back.
No, let's go right into it, because Brandon Cooks this morning, per Ian Rappaport, is not expected to play. He's been dealing with foot and neck issues. So right now it's looking like a combination of Kiki Cutie in the inside, Chad Hansen on the outside. Kiki Cutie had a great week last week, over 100 yards. I believe it was 8 catches. Do you really want to trust him as pretty much? I would say he'd be the primary target. Maybe Hansen is the secondary, but are you starting either of those guys this week? Just given, even if it is a narrow target distribution against Chicago.
I actually would start QT or Hansen. Like, the ball has to go somewhere. Watson, as your GIF on Twitter shows, is not going to be able to throw to himself and pull a Nelson. I don't know what else they're going to do. I mean, could this be Aiken's week again? Like everybody says it's going to be that at some point. It never is. Watson will find a way to get some points, but I just don't see a way. I'm shocked that the Texans are so favored to win this game.
Yeah, me too, honestly. And that just pretty much, it shows the disrespect of the quarterback situation, I would say, in Chicago, that Houston is still favored. But I'm not sure as far as the line movement, we'll look at that too. But yeah, Brandon Cooks, if you got him in your lineups, get him out of there. Find a pivot there. Speaking of wide receivers, DJ Moore for Carolina was not activated off the COVID list. So he was not. He will not be available today. Curtis Samuel was, so he, in tandem with Robbie Anderson, should handle most of that receiving work on the outside in the slot. We know Christian McCaffrey will also, it is doubtful, but likely will not be playing. I think it's pretty safe to say there. So Mike Davis will also figure in there. So I'd say wheels up for Robbie Anderson and Curtis Samuel, right?
Completely. I love Curtis Samuel. I know you have him at wide receiver 19. I am just so happy that I have him on various rosters. I actually like Curtis Samuel more than Robbie Anderson this week because I think that he will have more manufactured touches. And, you know, the Broncos do have a solid secondary, even if AJ Bouye is out. I like them both.
Yeah, I think, you know, we've seen Robbie Anderson get a lot of that short area work. I think he's going to get more deep shots today. You know, just with the fact that Moore is out. So that could be a spot where he could just have a blow up game too. I think I have Robbie Anderson a little bit higher than even Samuel. I have both guys in my top 20 today. So definitely like both guys there against Denver, where that game could turn into a bit of a sneaky shootout, you know?
Yeah.
Should be fun. Let's go over to some of the late action with the sits today. Denzel Mims, a non-injury. He will be out. So Brashad Perryman, it's looking like pretty much the guy right now with Crowder, who is questionable, but he didn't practice on Friday, which does not bode well for his afternoon slate game. So really only trusting Perryman here. Braxton Berrios might get a little bit of little interesting in PPR if you're looking for a deeper guy who's probably going to get targets. But how do you feel about Perryman today?
I actually was just telling my buddy when he lost Cooks and Julio that I thought he should pick up Perryman and start him. It was between him and Russell Gage. I think that Perryman is always in play as a dart throw flex that can do 5 for 70 on most weeks and then maybe get a little bit more if he gets a longer touchdown or something. And it's not as if this defense has been anything amazing with the Seattle Seahawks. So
right.
I like Perryman.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. I've been, you know, it's Perryman season. I mean, it's week, you know, fantasy playoffs. So if he's going to do anything, it's going to be now to make those people happy. Going over to some of the injuries that we've heard about, you know, a little bit earlier in the week, but certainly the gravity of those guys being out is certainly going to affect your teams. Antonio Gibson with a toe injury. The turf toe is likely going to be able to sideline him for a couple weeks here. So likely out next week too, but certainly if you have him in your lineup, get him out of there. Peyton Barber is going to get most of those rushes, though it's still a dicey proposition. I wouldn't be starting Peyton Barber unless you're in a very, very deep league or point per carry. Jade McKissick is going to get a lot of that receiving work, and I could just see him just getting peppered with targets and being the top target getter even over Terry McLaurin today.
Yep, completely agree.
Yep. And then Julio Jones, we know he's out with a hamstring. We know how much that affects Matt Ryan, not having Julio Jones out there. Calvin Ridley, there's no question you're starting him. Russell Gage, he'll shoot up the ranks a little bit as a solid wide receiver 3, I would say today. Hayden Hurst up slightly, but that should be a fun game. The Falcons and the Chargers, even though the Falcons will not have Julio today.
That game is so confusing. I think outside of Russell Gage, you probably know who you're starting. And I think the Falcons win this game. I've actually went back and forth on it 3 different times, thinking that maybe this is the game where the Chargers come back. But I don't know. Falcons defense has been playing well, and something is up with just this entire offense, Chargers organization.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the Chargers get shut out. You know, Atlanta's, you don't know what you're going to get from them weekly. So this could either be, you know, just an absolute no defense 45-41 shootout, or it could be like 9-7 and, you know, pass them both on. So Yeah, we'll see what happens. And sunrise, sunsets, grass is green, sky is blue. Kenny Galladay is out with a hip injury. So, like I did say on Fighting Chance live that I do think that Kenny Galladay has played his last snap with the Detroit Lions. I will still go on record and say that. It's just not looking good from a PR standpoint, his own PR, and then everything was hip. So Marvin Jones, TJ Hawkinson are up slightly. Danny Amendola is a good slot option. Just not certainly a high upside one, but if you're into that for reception for 40 yards, I mean, go nuts. But anything to add here with Detroit?
Amendola just always has those random DFS winning 4 for 80 and 2.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, Green Bay in the slots, middle of the road. So, I mean, we'll see.
To me, it's Jair against Marvin. And so who then? But to me, it's a Hawkinson game. Hawkinson has been one of the best, just most consistent tight ends this season. I think he's tight end 4 on the year. And it feels too low.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because he hasn't had that blow up game either. He's just done it with just how volatile the tight end position has been, and he's just been steady as it comes. Another thing to throw out there is DeAndre Swift in the receiving game too. Green Bay's not very good against receiving backs, so that could be somewhere where he could step up and take a little bit of that role too. And then moving on to Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh at Buffalo. John Brown again out with an ankle. He was placed on IR. So this is week 3 of that. So we're looking at Gabriel Davis with probably another week of relevancy, though he's really just a deeper play. Diggs and Beasley should carry the load here against Pittsburgh. Anything to add there?
Nope. This game just confuses the heck out of me.
Yep. And then just a couple more notes. We'll get into some of the questions that we've gotten here. Kyle Rudolph is out with a foot injury. Irv Smith should be playing. So if you're in DFS, I'm looking for a punt tight end. Irv Smith is not a bad way to go there. We did mention before Christian McCaffrey will be out with a shoulder/thigh. And then other questionable tags, but these players should play. We're looking at DeAndre Hopkins and Kenyon Drake. Jacksonville's Tyler Eifert at tight end. Dallas's Ezekiel Elliott with a calf injury. T. Higgins with a hamstring. Kiki Cutie with a knee injury, but he should be playing there. And then in the late slate, Jamison Crowder, like I said, likely won't play, but we haven't gotten any official determination. It's tough because you're in the afternoon slate. So, but it has been said, he hasn't practiced on Friday, so I would lean toward out. But if you have a player that's either going the afternoon or later Monday, certainly hold off there. Josh Jacobs with an ankle should be playing today as well. Stafford and DeAndre Swift, both on the injury front, both questionable, should play.
Yep.
Gary with a dynamite drop in. The only weather alert before we get into the questions is Jets at Seahawks with a scattered showers. That's pretty much the only thing that could affect it a little bit, but I don't see it affecting anything too much there. So let's get into the questions because we've got a bunch here, shall we? Fred Stone Flynn, our good friend here. Good morning. Herbert at Atlanta or Tannehill at Jacksonville? Oh, is Gary? Oh, Gary might be frozen there. So I will take the reins on this one and get him back here. So we're looking at Tannehill. We are looking at Herbert. I really like Tannehill this week. I have them both in my top 5. I like Tannehill a little bit better though. At Jacksonville, I think that just is a matchup that you can exploit a lot better than Herbert versus Atlanta. Atlanta's been playing a better defensive game, and like we talked about, we just do not know what to expect there. So I will get Gary in here. Is he back?
I'm back. Sorry. But problems of living with a 3-year-old is that you never know when the internet's going to randomly go out and someone's holding it.
It's got you still in here and the other thing. That's funny. But yeah, what do you think? Herbert Atlanta or Tannehill at Jacksonville?
Man, I wanted to know your answer here. I do like both. I'm going to kick myself when Herbert goes off, but I like Tannehill. Corey Davis is playing amazing. A.J. Brown is always amazing. They get Jonnu back. I don't care that this is going to be a Derrick Henry game. I think that they're going to put up close to 40 points.
Yeah, I like Tannehill as well. I think Glennon, I think that's going to be the game of the day as far as points. Jacksonville, yep. Tennessee. I think Glennon's going to throw for 3 touchdowns in this game. I think he's going to have a day. DJ Chark is going to be solid. Colin Johnson, Eifert if he plays. I think that game's going to be fun. That's a game I'm watching today.
Can we revisit the question I asked earlier just so I can text my buddy? And that's DeAndre Washington, Miles Sanders.
Oh, you cut out again. Oh, that's a screen grab. Sorry. I didn't. You screen grabbed and you look like you're just an extra and Dave's confused.
Higgins, Washington, or Sanders?
Geez.
I said Higgins because I trust that he could get a touchdown and I don't trust Sanders.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's tough. Oh man, I'd probably go Sanders, honestly. It's gross as that is, and he's my sit of the week. But I have Higgins as a wide receiver 3. I just think I'm going to go with Sanders. I'm just going to put my foot down. I'm not going to try to outthink myself here. I just think Sanders, I know it's a tough matchup, and I know there's so many variables out there, but if anybody is going to do anything for the Eagles, I think it's going to be Miles Sanders, and it almost has to be.
We fundamentally disagree there, but we can move on. That was a personal question for my buddy. So
good to know. PPR need to Zeke, Dobbins, or Nyheim Hines.
God, Zeke and they're both in 3 in triple splits, right? Because Wilkins is there, because Gus is there. We don't know if Justice Hill is playing or not yet, and so that could have an impact and boost a tiny bit to Dobbins. I'm probably going Dobbins because I think that it's the Raiders, though. Like, who the hell knows what this game is? Such a big playoff implication for the 2 teams. So I'm going to go Dobbins. Final answer with Zeke.
Yeah, I got both of them too. And just an FYI, I have Hines literally behind J.K. Dobbins too. So, yeah, that's tough, but I can see the way for both guys there.
Yep.
Let's go over need 3: McLaurin, Claypool, Godwin, or Boyd.
McLaurin, Claypool, Godwin, or Boyd. McLaurin, Godwin.
It's on screen too.
McLaurin, Godwin. Oh yeah, sorry. No. I'm actually like those are my.
You're channeling your inner.
I don't trust Claypool this week. Wait, these are really good answers. Boyd is not an option for me just because of Brandon Allen, even if that defense is fantastic. I think I like McLaurin. The Niners are beatable in their secondary.
I think you got to roll the upside in Claypool. I will say, and Jordan Loop, one of the fantasy besties, we've been talking in the group chat, and he asked me about Claypool, and I just said I don't think you can ignore the upside, even though James Washington did outsnap him, but Pittsburgh did say they wanted to get James Washington involved. I just don't think you can count on that every week. I mean, last week was one thing, but you can't keep him off the field.
But that's like in a vacuum. I mean, Godwin is better than Claypool.
100%.
We'll just say that their quarterbacks are the same at worst. They are the same. And at best, one's playing Minnesota, one's playing Buffalo.
True.
So I'm going to go with Godwin.
Okay, so Tre'Davious White likely on Deontay Johnson, I would say. Juju in the slot. I don't even know who the other Teron Johnson's the slot. I can't remember the other.
I don't think that White's going to shadow in this game. I think that they'll play sides because of Claypool and Deontay. Who's the one on this team? It's a 1 ABC. There is no one. Deontay is the closest thing to a 1 because of his target count. But I don't know. Damn.
I gotta look. I gotta look it up right now.
So let's say you put in Claypool. You put in Claypool. Now, are you going to go with Terry or Godwin?
Geez, that's because he'd be going against Verrett, likely, because he's gonna avoid Sherman's side.
He's torched.
What's that?
And Verrett just got torched.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, you got to figure McLaurin's going to avoid Sherman's side, so that's probably the matchup there. PFF has Claypool with what's his face, Tre'Davious White. So yeah, I'd still go Claypool over Boyd, and then Godwin and McLaurin. If you need 3,
all of that to agree with me. Oh, he needs 3. Okay.
Yeah, because
I thought it was 2. In that case, yeah, we spent way too long.
We reinvented the wheel there. It's still morning here. It just snowed, so we're not. At least for me. Let's go to Axel, and then we'll pick right back up here. Pick 2. Good friend Axel Jansen, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Allen Robinson, or Devontae Parker for PPR. Well, I'm taking out Parker right now.
Yeah, I mean Parker's out. To me, Jefferson's out just because, he's a stud, but Thielen's more studly. So to me, it's Allen Robinson against the Roby-less Texans and his guaranteed target count, or Thielen against a tougher defense. No, just as tough of a defense, maybe. I'm going to go with Thielen. I love Thielen. I think Thielen is he's a lock. It's very hard for me to ever sit him.
Yeah, and PPR, I'm gonna lean toward Thielen there, but I mean that Jefferson's a tough sit no matter how you slice it. But yeah, give me him and Allen Robinson. I like those 2 better. Out of that 4. Back to Fredstone Flint. PPR need 2. Godwin, Beasley, Corey Davis. I'd say knock Beasley out.
I hate it.
The way Davis is playing, you can't sit him.
I agree. Put him in my flex and DFS this week. I agree.
Yeah, till he disappoints you, you have to play him. Let's go back over. PPR need 1. Jacobs, Gio, Chase Edmonds. My answer's clear.
Kevin's going Gio for anybody listening.
The start of the week, baby.
I'll probably go Gio just because Jacobs being banged up against the Colts. Like I don't trust that. DeForest Buckner is just too good in that line. And Edmonds, Drake's banged up, but he's still going to be second fiddle. So let's go with Gio and plug your nose, even though Kevin loves him.
I need to pull out that office gift. No doubt about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
You're going to make me pivot and put Gio in. Anyway, we'll keep going.
I'm sorry for the 3.8 points. All right. PPR need 3. A-Rob, Michael Thomas, Claypool, Chark, Sterling Shepard.
Oh, who are we sitting 2 of? We're sitting probably Shepard. Probably Chark.
I like Chark. No, I like Chark. I'm gonna, out of these 5, take out Claypool, take out Shepard.
Man, you're so all over the place. Yeah,
I like Chark. Well, I like Chark, but
we just think Tennessee is garbage. So, but at least their defense is garbage.
Right. If Jacksonville's going to get there as far as points, it's going to be through Chark, or it's going to be through somebody, and it's likely Chark.
I'm hoping that Chark gets 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns today. So.
Chark, I mean, he needs to just build a little momentum for 2021 because he lost all the momentum he got from last season this year. So, or he can not, and then I can get him in the 9th round, and I'll be loving life when he's getting passes from Justin Fields. Yeah, Axel Jansen, James Conner, Miles Sanders, Allen Robinson, or Ty Johnson for flex. Allen Robinson for me, slam dunk.
Yep, not even a question.
Yeah. Michael Pittman, Tyler Boyd, or Jerry Jeudy for wide receiver 3 in PPR.
Probably Tyler Boyd. Do we know if it's going to be Finley or Allen? We know it's going to be Allen, right?
It's Allen. I haven't seen anything detracting that, but yeah, you're going with Boyd, you said?
Yeah, Boyd's floor is just so much better. Pittman, we like him, and Jeudy, we like him, but I don't trust Locke anything different than Allen.
Yeah, Judy's fallen off a bit. I mean, Pittman's still solid, don't get me wrong, but with Hilton kind of coming on a little bit here too. There's only so much room in the Colts offense, but I would go with Boyd here. I think he's a solid play, certainly.
Agreed.
All right. And then over to Noah Fant, Hayden Hurst, or Jonnu Smith for tight end 1 in standard.
Damn it, Axel. Those are good tight ends to have. I mean, they're not fantastic, but
you can pull a top 6 every week out of those 3.
So like I'm gonna kick out Hurst because I think that Hurst has a capped ceiling. He might have a higher floor, but I think I'm gonna go Jonnu. They haven't had him. Maybe they get him going a tiny bit. They might not need him. For me, it's Jonnu and Fant. So I'm gonna throw that to Kevin and see what he says.
I think I'd lead toward Fant. I want to see Jonnu Smith do anything. He has, I mean, besides being completely touchdown dependent when he was playing, I want to see him do a little bit more before I trust him in that lineup. So I would think I would go Noah Fant here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got a few questions for you, unless you got something for me here. I got a few.
Let's go. Well, I'm sure we all have a ton.
Oh yeah. Kareem Hunt or Mike Davis?
Kareem Hunt or Mike Davis? Mike Davis. I want to go with whoever's the starter.
Yeah, it's this might be the last week. Well, who knows? Christian McCaffrey could have a hangnail, and then he's out for next week too. So
my quick little vent. I got Mike Davis in one of my leagues. I traded him for a future pick, a low pick. And because I was like, it's like a 2-week rental. I would have made playoffs. I would have had like such a good team just because I was always missing an RB2 spot.
Trust me, as somebody who has been missing an RB2 spot in a lot of leagues, Mike Davis was just an absolute savior for me this year. So I'll send him, if he can tell me what his address is, I'll send him a fruit basket. But yeah, pros with Joe's. Kevin Hawkey, who's the co-manager of our team in the playoffs, by the way. Mike Davis, that was his big pickup. He made that move when somebody dropped him, and that pretty much saved our season. Honestly, we went 11-2, 10-2, went 10. He was definitely the pickup. We had Kenny and Drake, and then we're pretty much shuffling through Damian Harris and Latavius Murray and those guys, and then Mike Davis has just been a savior on that team. Lost Cooks today, so go Jamal Williams, I guess. But here we go. Got our kicker question of the week. Well, maybe. I don't even know. I think this might be the precursor to the kicker question. Will Lutz or Harrison Butker?
I'm always going to go with Will Lutz. That hamstring thing was weird last week, but he's not on the injury report, so I'm going to go with him.
Yeah. I mean, Casey's good. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, you want field goals, not extra points. So, give me Will Lutz there. Here we go. We're getting a couple more here. J.K. Dobbins, J.D. McKissick, Ty Johnson, or Todd Gurley for RB3 in standard.
It's not Ty.
Standard. No, I think it's Dobbins.
And I think it's not Gurley. And then it's a flip between McKissick and Dobbins. I'm going to go with Dobbins. He's just a better overall player. McKissick would be better in PPR. Not better, but would be in question in PPR.
Yeah, because on the yardage output, I don't think he can touch anything. I mean, he's going to probably get 8 to 10 catches today, but it does nothing for you. So
Fournette is inactive as a healthy scratch. Thank you, Fred Stone Flint. That just came through on my phone, but I hadn't looked down. That is crazy. Fire up your Rojo. Holy shit.
I don't have him in any managed leagues. So
Rojo or Leonard?
Rojo. They're all in best ball. So
I'm in our FCF league.
Yeah. Defense, Bucks or Indy. By the way, Leo's a healthy scratch.
I mean, for me, it's Indy, like no question. I think Minnesota wins this game.
I can see that. I don't know. Yeah.
This is playoffs are on the line for both of these teams.
Yeah. Yeah. Minnesota's kind of snuck in there a little bit after a shaky start to the season. But yeah, I could see Minnesota winning that game outright. I'll go with Indy there, certainly against Vegas. I think Vegas is they're not going to let Darren Waller put up 200. I mean, they're not going to let him put up 100, probably.
The terrible Minnesota defense is this is per Robert Mays from the Athletic. God, what am I saying right now? Athletic football podcast. They are top 10 DVOA. That's insane. We think they're terrible, and they're top 10.
I mean, they were terrible on the back end, and that's a hell of a turnover.
Front end, they were terrible on the front end, and now they're doing awesome.
Well, right. Well, I'm talking about because they were starting like 3.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm talking about in the season.
I'm Gladney's solid. They were starting like Holton Hill for a while there.
Yeah,
totally. And that was pretty much like might as well just start me.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, here we go. The kicker question. Kaimi Fairbairn, Cairo Santos, or Dan Bailey for kicker number 2.
Who's playing inside? Who does Cairo Santos even play for? Sorry, guys, but one kicker league right now.
Cairo Santos, I believe, is a Bear. He is. So that's it.
So you got to take him out. That's like the worst position in football is to be the Bears kicker.
That is true. And they are playing outdoors. Fairbairn is obviously at Chicago. So that's on the other side there. And then the other one was Dan Bailey. So Dan Bailey is,
best option.
It's at Tampa. They're all outdoors. I would go. Yeah, give me Dan Bailey. I think. There's certainly options there where he can get stuffed or the offense could get stuffed and then kick a bunch of chippies.
I just picked up Mike Davis in my big money league because I was like, I wonder if he's available. And
how the hell is something like that out there?
It's a weird league. People drop. I got Deontay Johnson off the waivers like 4 weeks ago. It was a weird.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember that
and that was going to be a keeper for me. Yeah. Anyway, so I get to start him over Lamb. I'm also starting him over Dobbins.
PPR? Yeah. Okay. I get it. Yeah. Why not? All right. Peyton Barber or DeAndre Washington? Talk about gross.
DeAndre, just because it's between DeAndre and Matt Breida, and
Breida's not playing.
Oh, you're just going with DeAndre and just seeing what happens. Revenge game.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is a preseason revenge game.
Yeah.
This is a revenge game for my best balls.
Revenge game for the preseason that didn't happen.
Yeah, pretty much. For the revenge game for best balls from the end of June till the early August when he was a thing.
Okay, I got a big one. So let me figure out how to ask the question. So first step is, Cooks and Julio are out. So Hunt, Edmonds, or AP, you have to pick one. I think it's Hunt for sure.
Hunt.
And then after that, it's Edmonds, AP. It's Chad Hansen, Russell Gage, Brashad Perryman, or Riggs. Hansen, Riggs, Perryman, Gage.
Perryman.
That's what I said.
I'll give a little nod to Chad Hansen, though. Could be a thing.
Put him in my DFS. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Was he min?
39. He was higher than I was expecting. It was weird.
The receivers on DraftKings, the min's 35, right?
Yes. But what I thought was weird is that last week, Perriman was 39. I'm should give more respect to to Perriman. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Mike Williams is 4,700. And Atlanta, I think, is the second worst against deep shot wide receivers.
You mean Denver? Carolina's playing Denver.
Mike Williams.
Oh, they said Mike Davis.
No, Mike Williams. 4,700.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say Mike Davis, that he's chalk today. I'm not touching him. Everybody and their mother's gonna have Mike Davis today. Nick Chubb. Oh,
what? Wrong one.
We both get click happy over here. Clearly,
we do. Okay, Mike. We'll go over.
Oh. All right, we're good. Nick Chubb or Mike Davis, RB2.
God, this is. I honestly feel like the Chubb hate has gone too far. But Mike Davis, he is the guaranteed star. I'm going with Nick Chubb. I'm just final answer. At some point you win games with your players, and the Ravens are fantastic defense. Chubb is, in my opinion, top 3 running back in the NFL.
Yeah. Damn it. Give me Chubb.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I gotta see. Yeah, I think I had Mike Davis at 16. I just slotted him up there because wasn't sure about McCaffrey, but I hadn't ranked him properly. So I got him at 16. I have Chubb at 10. I think you can't sit Chubb.
I'm excited for Arctic Orange's question.
We'll get there right after this one. Vikes, Bengals, Broncos for DST2.
It's Vikes, no question for me. We have seen Tom Brady turn over the ball frequently, much more frequently than we would have expected. I trust Teddy, and the Broncos defense is a little beat up. The Bengals, I think that Dalton is going to light them up.
Could see that. Absolutely see that. Oh yeah, I go Vikings too. We're starting to get some inactives rolling in here. For some reason, if you have the Cincinnati Bengals kicker Randy Bullock, get him out of your lineup. He is inactive.
Figure that out then. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, those kicker 2 questions, maybe. Taking a look here at some of the other inactives, don't see anything to. Titans are going to be without both of their backup running backs, Deontay Foreman and Darrington Evans. So, D. Hember,
but not their third one.
No, and McNichols, yeah. Rudolph is out. That was confirmed. So they're starting to filter in here. So let's get into Arctic Orange's question. Mostert or Mike Davis, half PPR, Davis better volume, Mostert higher upside.
I'm gonna let you answer because I got a spiel I want to say.
A spiel. All right. Well, I like Mostert. Even though it's at Washington or versus Washington, I still like him. God, that's as even as it gets. What do you think? I don't want you to stay fully silent.
No. I'm not going silent. I just was waiting to talk. I just want to confirm what I saw this week. Raheem Mostert came out and indicated his high ankle sprain is something that won't be 100% rest of the season. He called it a nagging feeling. We just watched the Niners in a must-win game. Like, there is still an eke into playoffs, but it was a must-win game. And they're, in my opinion, second, third best player was not given touches. It went to Jeff Wilson. And I think it's because of the ankle. I do not trust Raheem Mostert in this game. Jeff Wilson is happily in a bunch of my lineups because they showed they like him. They gave him goal line carries. They gave him they gave him targets. They schemed him up, and Mostert was on the bench for a lot of it. Mike Davis is a guaranteed play, in my opinion. You said he's RB16. I would not have Mostert above that. It is a tough defense, and there is a chance that Mostert ends up actually not being involved whatsoever, and they go Wilson and McKinnon. I could be entirely wrong here, but I have no interest in Raheem Mostert in a single league that I have him.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. I mean, I believe he actually sent me DeAndre Swift or Mostert, and that was clearly Swift for me. So I think this is the pivot there. I think you got to go Mike Davis. I mean, tap PPR, and he's going to get that work. I don't see, is it Rodney Smith, I think, is the backup running back there. I don't think he factors in. Yeah. Same with Trenton Cannon. Mostert he's looking over his shoulder at all these guys. And yeah, he could have 2 touches for all we know, or he could have 15, but it's Shanahan. We don't know. And there's a lot of variables here. I would go Mike Davis then.
And hope
I get it. The resident I will always defer to the resident 49er fan.
Yeah, and I mean, I could totally be wrong, but it's never good when your running back who is known for his speed and burst and cuts say he has an ankle sprain.
Yeah,
Jeff Wilson looks so good. I'm so excited to cut Tevin Coleman. Oh God, I hate him. Oh, you got 2 for -11. What?
If that's not a quintessential Tevin Coleman line. Yeah, I just can't believe people just thought he was a thing. I mean, after he left Atlanta, he was okay for a couple games. Was it last year? Yeah, whatever. Deep dive of the week. Use check Ogunbowale or Josh Adams for RB3 and PPR. We're going back to the well with the juice, right?
Yep, I agree.
Juice is loose.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. All right, I got a few more questions here for you. So, Kyler Murray or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers. I'm not trusting Kyler Murray until he shows it again.
Yeah, I have him as my sit of the week at quarterback.
Kyler Murray, just to clarify.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. Yeah, sorry. Kyler Murray. And, I got a little pushback from it, but I think these are people that were thinking Kyler Murray is the Kyler Murray from weeks like 1 through 10. So, I mean, clearly his shoulder is not right. It's hard to trust that Cardinals offense right now. I mean, you're not trusting Christian Kirk. You have to play DeAndre Hopkins if he's there, but you can't exactly feel the best about it.
No.
So, yeah. Here we go. A Tessa half PPR. Pick 2, Gallman, Monty, Swift, or Taylor.
So Monty is a locked and loaded, no question.
What year is this? What week is this?
No, he's good. I mean,
I know. It's funny that we're talking about Monty is this locked and loaded guy. It's just
I have
wild.
a question then. So,
okay,
how confident are you on DeAndre Swift? I'm nervous. Like what AP said about him, and still the coaches said he is progressing. Like he's getting better. I haven't heard anyone say DeAndre Swift is back. He is our man. I'm hesitant there.
I'm fairly confident. I know it's there. Daryl Bevel, obviously is the interim head coach there. I think he would be smart enough to use him more than Adrian Peterson and Kerryon Johnson get when they're all healthy. I mean, clearly, if they want to, I don't even know. Do they even want to win games at this point? That's another variable too. So who knows? I think you got to throw DeAndre Swift out there if he's healthy. And Green Bay is a good matchup to exploit there. But
I disagree.
Who knows?
But you also have a Vegas that's able to be exploited. You have Gallman, who was the top 6. He was a running back 6, and we get Daniel Jones back this week. My next question is actually from Fighting Chance Fantasy, from our DM group. Jones is back. This offense is going to get going again.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So for the purposes of this question, I think Monty is locked and loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, it is between Gallman and Swift for me,
but not Taylor. Swift is out for me. It's between Gallman and Taylor.
God,
you have Taylor the highest of all 3 of those, just so you know.
Yeah,
and he has the highest ECR too. I'm
not even looking at that, but
ECR is the Fantasy Pros expert consensus ranking.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, these are they're all bunched up together for me.
Actually, no, I'm going Monty and Gallman. That's my final answer. Swift and Taylor have too many variables that play into it. I know that Gallman is going to get the goal line touches. That dude has been a touchdown machine. So he might not have the yardage, but he is a poor man's David Montgomery, and it's not as if he's in a terrible matchup. And the Giants are looking good. They just beat Seattle. If they go in and they beat the Cardinals, they are firmly going to the playoffs as the leaders of that division.
Swift. I'm doing it. He's the most talented, especially in the passing game too.
You should let us know which one let you down after this week, Tessa, if you went Gallman. Or you could just say I don't trust either of you, and I went Monty Taylor.
All right. We're gonna be dividing this screen up a la I Love Lucy in a second as we keep going.
I Love Lucy reference.
I did.
You're such an old.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. God, how old am I? Axel with Quintus Cephas, DPJ, Chad Beebe, or Isaiah McKenzie for wide receiver 4.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I got one here.
I'm going with McKenzie.
Really?
Yeah, I don't trust Cephas. He had one 44-yard touchdown, and he went 2 for 49, I think.
What about DPJ?
So DPJ is the alternative, but that game is just – if you like Chubb and that – who do you like on the Browns offense to actually show up? It is such a crapshoot. I trust McKenzie to be at least a little bit more involved.
I just trust DPJ for the fact that, Yeah, you got Land. You got all these dudes to account for, and then DPJ just could come in and just say, "Screw you guys! It's a random touchdown Monday." I mean, more than I like him. His prospects were BB or Cephas or McKenzie, but hey, that's why they play the games.
Yeah, flip a 4-sided coin, but McKenzie for me.
Flip a 4-sided coin. Absolutely. I got to get me one of them. Axel, Drew Lock, Daniel Jones, or Alex Smith, or Sam Darnold, QB2.
Daniel Jones. He's 100%, right? I haven't seen that he's not 100%.
I mean, he's active, so I would think if with not, well, I shouldn't say nothing to play for because it's the sad NFC East, but yeah, give me Daniel Jones. I don't feel great about it, but I feel much better about him than Locke, Smith, or Darnold, certainly. Ross Skyer, I believe. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Half PPR. Jacobs, Drake, Gio, Hines. Pick 2.
So we're going Gio for sure. So now it's the debate between the other 3.
Yeah, Jacobs is a tough matchup. Don't know if he's 100%. Drake isn't 100% either with his hit. Hines, just you still have concerns. Even if those other 3 are healthy, Hines would probably be the 4th in terms of potential touches. So that wrenches in there too. Michael Drake here with Gio, but I don't feel great about it. I don't feel great about any of these guys, honestly, outside of Gio.
And also Kenyon Drake with Gio, not Michael Drake, but yes.
I said Kenyon Drake.
You said Michael Drake.
I don't even know Michael Drake.
I don't know either. I actually think I'm going to
know Brian Drake. Fighting Chance Fantasy Football Hustle.
I think I'll go with Jacobs. We've seen him play through injuries before. So Drake and Gio.
Yeah. I feel better about Drake, certainly. Yeah, Jacobs, who knows if he's going to get a full workload behind, again, going up against Indy. And then Hines, yeah, like we said, we like Taylor, but we don't know that workload there. So Axel with the hard-hitting questions this morning, bacon or sausage?
Bacon on its own, sausage in like a sandwich or something.
So that's which one's standard, which one's PPR?
Oh, bacon's. Well, which one is standard? Is standard, or is PPR now standard? I think PPR is now standard.
We're down the rabbit hole here.
Yeah, I'm always going to go with bacon. Sausage is just kind of the extra delight when I can have it.
See, here's the thing. So I love bacon. Don't get me wrong.
Who doesn't?
I like sausages and sandwiches. If I have a breakfast sandwich, it's sausage. Like if I have go to Burger King croissant sandwich, oh my God, I love them.
Yeah.
But I'll never get like a bacon, egg, and cheese. But I'll just sit there and eat bacon slice after slice. No problem.
Agreed. Let me ask this question from Fighting Chance Fantasy. So Ebron at Buffalo or Ingram at Arizona? And sorry, this isn't from Fighting Chance, from a different chat. But these 2 guys are both going Ebron, and I don't understand it.
I'm going Ingram there. I mean, I have them back to back. So, I mean, clearly I like them both. I'm going to go Evan Ingram here. I think Ebron has more of a touchdown upside, but if we're talking PPR, Evan Ingram has the upside there.
Yeah.
And not going to go chase touchdowns. Oh, unless you get deeper into tight end, then you guess you got it. But
yep.
All right. Let's go into a few more here. Tim Patrick or Sterling Shepard?
I think I'm going to go with Tim Patrick.
Okay, get it.
Feels weird.
Corey Davis or Curtis Samuel?
Corey Davis. Damn.
Yeah, me too. T.Y. Hilton or Tyler Boyd?
Tyler Boyd, I think.
I'm
like nervous that like Ty, like even though he had a good week 2 weeks ago, he had a 12% snap or 12% target share. Like he's really had one really big catch and a touchdown. Then he's had one good week against the team he has always demolished, that have like one of the worst secondaries right now. And then now he's going against the Raiders, who like which Raiders show up? Like the Falcons fetal position Raiders, or that we just beat the best team in the NFL Raiders?
Yeah, who knows? That's about where I am with that too. So I mean, I love Tyler Boyd as a player. I think T.Y. Hilton has a little bit more left in the tank, but
yeah.
Give me I would say just maybe ride the week to week way with Ty there, but both are good starts. Let's see, pick 2: Deontay Johnson, Marvin Jones, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Probably sitting Juju.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. Damn,
it is tough. That's where I'm at too. I would sit Juju.
Yeah.
Oh, between those two, I think Marvin Jones. Yeah, he's going up against Jair, but give me the targets. He's going to convert at least half.
Yeah.
Even if he gets 12 targets, it's still 6 catches, likely 70, 80 yards, and with an okay shot at a touchdown.
Yeah.
I had one here.
This Arctic Orange question real quick.
Amari, yeah.
So Cooper, Amari or Debo, just to go with the first names. I am not leaning Debo. I am leaning Amari. Debo said his foot was hurt. He is playing. Amari just had a down game because he was going up against I can't think who they even played last week. But they were going up against a damn good corner.
I'll tell you in a second here because
were they going against the Eagles last week?
It was Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah. And so if you had Marlon on him, like, I mean, it was a tough defense.
And he's still got a touchdown.
Opposite. Again, Dalton's going to go off this week, and it's going to be with Cooper as the primary target, and then see what happens if he has to sprinkle around to Gallup. Gallup only got targets because he had the softest matchup. That's my view, at least.
No, I hear you. I like it. I'd go Cooper as well over Debo. Another kicker question here: McManus, Suckup or Gold?
I'm gonna go with Gold.
I'm gonna go with Suckup here. I think Suckup. That game's gonna go back and forth. Tampa, Minnesota. I think he gets a few opportunities. He's at home.
Yeah,
I go Suckup there, but yeah, that's where I'm at. Let's see. We got a few more in inactives. I'm trying to take a look and see if there's any kind of surprises here. Now that they're all out for the early games, I don't see anything here. I will say this: when the hell did Dante Pettis go to the Giants? When did I miss that?
He hasn't really ever gotten there.
No,
he's not been active, I don't think, for a single game.
No, but I had no idea they even signed him.
Yeah.
So that should tell you
he's garbage.
Speaking of garbage, apparently Josh McCown is with the Texans now. He's inactive. He's the third string guy, but damn, is that dude making the rounds? How many teams is that? Is that 14?
Well, he's been living on his Texas ranch making like $10,000 a week, and he just zooms in for all of the QB meetings for the Eagles. So they must have signed him off their PS.
I thought he was their like a high school coach. Well, obviously,
yeah, he is, but he's also the Eagles practice squad. Like he was their emergency QB. Ironically, they no longer have him apparently, even though they now need the emergency.
The oldest practice squad player in history, I would assume, had to be. All right, so Irv Smith, Jimmy Graham, or Will Dissly for tight end 2 in PPR.
Irv Smith, just because he's getting the solo. Jimmy Graham has fallen off to Komet a little bit, and Will Dissly, same thing with Hollister. So Irv Smith,
my preseason love of my life, Irv Smith, and then
yes,
Dust and Dustier. Here we go. Wilma or Betty? Leaning toward Betty.
I'm just gonna stick with you on this one. I can't even picture what Wilma looks like.
Yeah, I gotta go with Betty though.
Yeah,
I mean, good for Barney Rubble. I'll say that. I mean, that dude's what, 3'4", and he got a smoke show like Betty. Come on, all day long. Tom Brady or Ryan Tannehill from Kayvon here. And how do we feel about Swift and Jacobs this week? Hesitant. We'll start with Brady and Tannehill. It's locked in for me.
I'm going to go with Tannehill, but
Thrill.
It's closer, but Jacksonville has given up, and let's just go with that.
And then we have talked about Swift and Jacobs a little bit this week, so we'll just rehash it real quick. I'm still on Swift, not as much on Jacobs this week against Indy. Clearly, Gary is not in on Swift at all. But what do you feel about Jacobs?
Wait. This isn't a clear thing. This is in the context of the question
under the bus
we're comparing it to.
Under the bus.
I like Swift. If I had to do a heads up, Swift or Jacobs, I'm probably going Swift. I don't know that I'm going Jacobs because he's going against the Colts, and I think that they need Swift more than Jacobs. But
under the bus,
I have hesitance that Swift and Jacobs are RB3s for me. Maybe like very back end RB2s, just because I'm not sure. But if you
can't say things, don't say things you can't take back. Running back threes.
Okay. Back end RB2s. Like compared to Gallman, Swift, Montgomery, and Taylor, that was the most previous question. Yeah, I would prefer Gallman and Taylor and Montgomery over Swift.
I guess.
Check yourself.
We need more of this.
Yeah, I know.
Can't have you agreeing with me.
Too much agreeing with you.
Yeah, this is not the Mutual Admiration Society, although it could be. Who knows? So I got a few more questions for you here. Flex, Chase Claypool or Miles Sanders?
Say it again. Miles Sanders, Claypool, and
that's it.
Claypool. I mean, I think you would agree.
Yeah, it's close. I do. Yeah. Give me him. Brandon Ayuk or Antonio Brown?
I don't know how you sit Brandon Ayuk. I didn't realize how good he's been in all of his starts. Antonio Brown has done nothing. Why would anybody like Brashad Perriman and Antonio Brown are the same wide receiver right now?
Yeah, well, less depth of target, but yeah, I mean, you can't depend on the three guys, splitting and being relevant in the same week. So one has to not eat, and more likely than not, it's Antonio Brown. They were making a concerted effort to get him the ball. We've seen that kind of fall through the cracks here, and
his ADOT is just so low on a lot of those when they make that concerted effort. Like he gets first downs, and he's a better NFL receiver right now than he is fantasy player. I think I heard in his last 4 games he's no worse than wide receiver 16.
Yeah, Antonio Brown runs a hitch like nobody's business. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's only going to get you so far, I suppose. Yeah. And then add in Tom Brady's noodle arm and you screaming. Couple more for you, and then we'll hop on out of here. Jarvis Landry or Tyler Boyd?
Jarvis, because I trust the quarterback more.
Yeah, I get that. Matt Ryan or Mitch Trubisky?
Matt Ryan. Not close.
It's been a light week for me this week with Mitch Trubisky having a good matchup.
Yeah, I think the difficulty is that he had a good matchup last week, and
yeah, I'll walk that back a little bit. He didn't kill anybody other than that fumble, but
killed me. Killed my bet. If he hadn't a fumble, I would have won the spread.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so he's got a good matchup against Houston, but I think I only have him at. Okay, I guess I have him at QB 14 still. So he's a streamer.
I'm surprised we didn't get any Mooney questions.
No, I mean, I'm surprised. I think there's a bit of a stink on Chicago as far as guys outside of Allen Robinson and Montgomery. It's just, I mean, I'll this is a conversation for we'll discuss that and put that out in the open later. I'm not willing to give up all my secrets yet, but yeah. So Corey Davis or J.K. Dobbins? I think that one's easy.
Yeah, Corey Davis.
I got one more for you. Did I have it here? I thought. Oh, here we go. Curtis Samuel, Alan Lazard, or J.D. McKissick, and this is also.
Samuel.
Oh, and this is also point per carry.
Curtis Samuel. Point per carry is a lot. You need to not be in a league that's point per carry. It needs to be 0.25.
Well, okay, it's not. Well, it's
carry.
Point per carry,
There
but
are points, some points per carry.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I'm in a point per carry league, and it's I think 0.4 per carry.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still going to go with Samuel. I think that Peyton Barber is going to be much more involved than people expect.
No, I agree. As gross as it is, McKissick's still always good for 6 or 7 carries, I'd say, in a given week. He still gets involved there. All right, fine. I lied. One more. Todd Gurley or Nyheim Hines?
Nyheim Hines, I think. It's tough,
Yeah.
but I think you guys are. They have the same floors and ceilings, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Hines. Yeah, you just catches there, hope he gets a touchdown. Gurley you're just hoping he dusts himself off for long enough to get a touchdown too. That's pretty much all you're hoping for. So, all right. Well, it's been an hour. We're looking at 11:05 Central here. So, go set those lineups. If you have any more questions, send them on over to us at KTompkinsII, at Gary Hadow 1. And good luck in your fantasy playoffs if you are still playing. If you're trying to get into the playoffs, because I know some. Actually, you know what? One more question to go on the road. Very important. Hash browns or home fries to go with the bacon?
We're a hash brown family.
Yeah, hash browns. Home fries, they just get the grease.
They're only good at restaurants. They're never good at home.
And I would even say they're not great at restaurants either. So give me hash browns all day. But yeah, at KTompkinsII, at Gary Hadow 1, send us your questions. Good luck this week in your fantasy playoffs, or if you're looking to get there, good luck this week too. And we will see you for Fighting Chance live on Wednesday. We will go through more players for your playoff run. So hit us up there on Twitter, and we will see you guys later. Good luck, everybody.
See ya.